Hey everyone, Pastor Shane here in Southern California. On this historic day, I want to share a few things that are so important. What does America look like now after this inauguration? Well, a couple things. We have to remember that this is an incredible day because obviously through the assassination attempts, through the legal system, it was absolutely unbelievable in the eyes of many of us. And many of us know that we are on the precipice. We are on the precipice of falling into a ravine that you cannot get out of. And as I'm listening this morning, I just want to share a few thoughts that are very, very important. And people say, it doesn't really matter. Both political parties are evil or wicked. But you have to remember, there's a covering. There's a covering when God's truth is elevated. Truth is so powerful that if you just bring truth into a place, the atmosphere will change. When they established our nation and when the founders quoted the Bible, quoted God's word and just setting that standard. And why are school shootings increasing? Violence is increasing. So much is going on in our nation. It's because we have removed the covering of truth. So although certain politicians might not be Christians, God uses everyone from Balaam in the Old Testament to Cyrus to all types of people, Samson and different people, to accomplish his purposes. And so we have to remember, though, the church, I've been hearing this too, the church grows under persecution, the church thrives under persecution. Actually, the opposite is true. I think what they're saying is the church is purified during persecution, which I agree with. But ask Christians in North Korea if they're thriving. Ask Christians in Syria and Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan, and are they thriving? Now, yes, there's the underground church, as in China, different things. They grow spiritually. It's incredible because complacency often comes from apathy, which also comes from an abundance of God's blessing. And so that's my point here is the Christian. What do? We've got to dig in deep and seek God like never before. There's going to be this doesn't mean America is going to be utopia again. It never was. There's going to be watch for the next pandemic. Watch for the next assault against our freedoms. But when you bring in an administration that begins to say there's only two sexes, we're going to secure our borders. By the way, God called Nehemiah to secure the borders in Israel. This is all biblical. So although politicians, many of them maybe are not Christians, if they honor God, they want to honor his truth, and they're surrounded by people. Look at Kamala was surrounded by drag queens. Where this president wants to be surrounded by some godly people. Listen to Franklin Graham's prayer. Listen to the acknowledgement of God. That in and of itself is powerful, powerful, powerful. And Christians are to be the salt and light in all areas of life. So don't let anyone discourage you right now. Yes, there could be people in the administration who are nefarious and their plans are not good. I don't know what God's going to do with all kinds of situations going on. But rest assured that this is a significant moment. And Christians, we don't rest on our laurels. We don't get prideful. We don't get arrogant. Because in my opinion, the fight has just begun. Anytime good is trying to press into all areas of society, the public school systems, and sexuality and our borders and the trafficking of children, even the abortion industry and hoping to fine tune that. And so many things are going on. There's going to be a lot of evil trying to press against this. Not to mention the global agenda. Not to mention, people wanting this administration to fail, wanting in America to fail. So while many of us are encouraged, and rightly so, and we are not embarrassed, we love God's word, we want to elevate God's word, there will be a spiritual battle. And the best way to fight this battle is on your knees. Reopen the prayer closet. Dust off the Bible and get back to prayer and fasting and humility. After all, that is our only hope.